Hello YouTube and welcome back to my games of Pixel Piracy. My name is SSJGazhan 99 and I am back from my mum's from Christmas. It's actually New Year's Eve. Unfortunately I dislocated my shoulder during Christmas period and I'm off of work, so I thought, you know what, now I'm home, let's get some more Pixel Piracy done. Booted up Pixel Piracy, had an update, and the update is as follows. A few things have been changed. Your captains no longer have the gunslinger perks, and they've also removed quartermasters from the game. So unfortunately I had a problem with the audio setup for the game, so I've had to sort of do extra audio on top. And I basically was just going over the general new changes to the game and the updates. As you can see, the new updates have listed exactly what those different things do. So the sickening field of pirates, monsters and hardships is extra monsters, and obviously pirates and stuff. And then the fascinating, intriguing assortment of inhabitants roam the land is a mystery. So each land you go to, it's a random encounter. It could be people, it could be monsters, it could be like just empty islands. Drama, on the other hand, I've got no idea what drama is about. I can't seem to find any information on it. There's nothing in the update notes or anything like that. So we just basically picked the monster count there. Great War tore apart the populace is more ship encounters. The plague, I've got no idea what the plague does either. I'm assuming that a lot of the land-based missions are going to be more monster-based than than people-based. Very rare comet flyby, bad omens, long dangerous nights. I'm assuming it's going to be like random ship encounters while you're moving between islands or ships. You know, when you're sailing, you get a random encounter. But again, I'm not sure. Obviously, the only one I've really chosen, I think, has been the more ship encounters. She seems to work best for me. So that's what we pick here right now. So obviously the change you can see here is obviously Courage was normally 200 gold, whereas now it's the Falcon Blade, which is pretty good. I'll show you the actual Falcon Blade in a bit. Hawk the Flatulent is still the same thing. He's a lazy alcoholic sailor, same as before. Nothing really changed there. And Poo and Pants is 50% more starting items. So say for instance you start off with the 8 blocks. Instead you get 12 blocks and you get free half blocks, and you'll get 9 of the backboard pieces and things like that. So at the moment, to be perfectly honest with you, I think the best out of all of those is actually the Falcon Blade. It's probably the best option. The other thing they actually allowed into the game now as well is female pirates. You can actually get female pirates, which is why I'm going to be choosing one specifically for it to be female, which is Rosanna Cho. So we basically begin the game with Rosanna, and we start the game as normal. A couple of quick updates again. Once the game loads, I believe it had sort of like a couple of seconds of crashing and, you know, not responding. Blah. Right, so as you can see down here, as you can see with my mouse here, this is the mouse I'm using right now. Don't follow the mouse that's on screen. Obviously, I'll build my boat as always. I'll show you the differences in food as well in a second, which makes the game a hell of a lot harder than it was before. Before, the game was a little bit easier than it should be. Really, to be perfectly honest, it was a lot easier than it should have been. Just get a cook, get a fisherman, and bang, you know, you got unlimited supply of food, unlimited supply of cash. Now the food, when it highlights, and I highlight over it eventually, there we go, it only does 2 food servings. So basically it means, say for instance, if you've got 3 people on the ship, one of them's got like 30 hunger, he'll eat one of those to himself. So it makes food a lot more problematic. Hunger and morale has been pretty much my death in every single game I've played on this. Pretty much every single one of them. So I can go over the Falcon Blade in a second. I'll show you that. You know, the morale's quite high. You know, pretty much half my gold in my captain in morale is ridiculous. So if you can see there, the Falcon Blade is damage 4, 2.75 attack speed, 4 knockback, 0.02 range, attack speed, a 5% attack speed chance to refresh your attack. So I could do like 3 or 4 auto attacks pretty much on the trot. At rank 6, that's got like a damage 9, damage 10, something like that. So it's very, very powerful, especially with that 2.75 attack speed. Very, very powerful. So we can carry on. If you can look at my cursor here, don't follow this cursor here, follow my cursor here. These are the new updates. This is basically how you control your people now. There's no more right-clicking to move around. Again, I'll explain how I don't like this idea either in a minute. But basically, this one is to move everybody, it's like your grapple for everyone. This is to attack, so you can actually select single targets to attack as well. You can like just target this guy here, go attack, and everyone will go all over his face. But then again, if you accidentally click on your own person, he will attack your own person as well. So you've got to be careful there. Obviously, the food here has increased in prices, as you can see. It's increased massively. And now we get to the pub. The problem I have with the pub, or the inn, is that you can go into that inn with, say, 400 gold, ready to go and buy someone. By the time you get to buy someone to try and find them, your guy may have spent 150 gold on rum, which you haven't even asked him to get. He'll just basically pick it up and buy it and drink it while you're trying to collect someone. So I actually had it on this gameplay as well, this playthrough, where I went to buy somebody and I ran out of money. I was like, what the hell? I had enough money to buy them. And then I looked down and, oh right, his morale's now full, which didn't really matter because I was already full morale and he was drinking grog, basically, or rum. So we're going to go out to the next encounter. So I think the biggest problem I've got with the game at the moment is like they've balanced it a lot more for damage, if you know what I mean. Like in terms of it's no longer about the gold. It's now massively about morale and hunger, and it's not good. It's not good. So first enemy to attack. I wouldn't say it's not good. It's just made the game much more challenging. Also, you'll see me reset the game a few times here as well because of things like the game would bug or yeah, I think that's probably pretty much every time that I reset the game it's because it bugged out or something. Again, bear with me with the space barring. When I space bar, I'm checking out my HP, the enemy's HP, whether I need to give items to people. As you can see, that the question marks to interact. Blowing up. Like, if you look there, I started off with I think it was 22 gold. I ended up with 312 from that ship encounter, whereas before, or 422 there. Before this, I was pretty much getting like 600 or 700 gold from a ship encounter, which then would allow you to refresh the morale of your troops, keeping different things up and available. You know, resetting things. You know, making things a lot more easier. It wasn't very. It was balanced too much towards the gold before, whereas now it's balanced too much towards the hunger and the morale, and it's made it really hard, to be honest. Morale drops ridiculously fast, especially for 145 gold just for him to increase his morale, and mine is better part of 200 gold. So you know, when I'm looking at it, you're looking at it like I need that money to buy another crew member, but in order to keep my crew happy enough to continue fighting, I need to spend that money on their morale. You know, and it just creates so many issues. Again, I think the way they had the food system before was good, a little bit underbalanced in terms of how much gold you could output, but or your gold income. Fair enough, but yeah, it made it much more difficult, especially with the morale. If they can balance the morale and drop the morale down a little bit and sort that out, then I don't think that'd be a problem. But the way it is at the moment, it's just yeah, the cost of food and the cost of people, it's just ridiculous. So I think the next one we're going to get, I think, is a fisherman, and we're probably going to go get a fishing rod. So if you look, I've actually got a bottle of rum in my hand where I've just purchased it without wanting to purchase it. Here I checked to see whether I've already bought a fishing rod or not, and I don't think I had, so I think I'll just buy it straight up. Go and get some more food. And I'll give my sailor back his knife. But he's a depressed sailor, so you can't really do much about that, to be honest. He's depressed, and it's just like, having to drop that what's it on just on him, you know what I mean? And as I'm saying with the food and stuff being really difficult to try and keep everything managed. Now I believe I end the game mid-sail, but I will basically get to that point probably in the next video. I'm going to split these into two separate videos, so you'll see it sort of drop in half at some point. So. The other thing they do quite a lot in here as well, especially when it comes to the bugging out side of things, is they don't eat. Sometimes they'll just stand there, and you're like, you've got plenty of food there, why aren't you eating? And they'll just stand there, and you're like, okay, are you going to eat now? And then they die, and then you're like, but the food was there. You know, it's not like I didn't leave the food out. The food was right there. Why aren't you eating? Okay, so moving between destinations. Fish, 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 fish. Also, the fish doesn't cost as much. I actually like the change to the fish, to be honest with you. I think 11 gold per fish, an unlimited source of 11 gold, was absolutely ridiculous. But again, I've decided to change a bit of combat stuff here that I was doing. Yeah. But you'll find that a lot of the earlier missions now, instead of before where there was like a build-up, so I liked how it was before, because in the early parts of the game, that is where a lot of your problems are in the early parts of the game. Is money. Money is so important in early parts of the game, and when you've got ships like this, like I started off with like 20 gold or something there. After that encounter, I've got 33, so I only gained 13 gold out of that. You know, buying this ship up only gives me 100 gold, so it puts me on about 133 gold. I can't do anything with that. I can't even refill their morale with what I've just gained from doing that encounter. I've lost more morale, more hunger, more HP, and gold just by doing this encounter. Which, if you guys like, say for instance, if it was say to you, level 3, level 4, level 5 encounters of reduced gold but heightened EXP, you go, that's not too bad, because the earlier encounters is where you need the gold the most, because you need to be building your ship. Whereas, as it is at the moment, the way I feel anyway, it feels like that gold is so important right now that you're being punished for nothing, really. That's the way it feels. You feel like you're being punished, because obviously I can't, like, you have to be very, very lucky to either A, have just the right amount, or say for instance I got to a point where I like here, look how lucky that is. Look, there's a treasure chest right there. I run in, I loot the treasure chest, straight up loot it, boom, 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 and I'm gone. And luckily enough, I have just enough money to pay off that sailor, so I can actually use the bastards. You know what I mean? Because otherwise, I was absolutely boned. There was nothing I could do. It was like it had to be a really good encounter. So luckily enough, we get away quite well. Reset all my items back so that I can actually have my fishermen attacking now. And this is where I was basically trying out how this single target attack stuff works. And then the same bug applies here as well, where you know, if you try to grapple to the shore and you've got you try to grapple to the shore and you're actually clicking on someone to attack, your captain will just stand there like a fucking idiot. But I had a couple of issues with bugs and stuff in the game as well, so that's probably another thing that needs to be pointed out to the devs and stuff, which I may actually do. I might sign up to the forums and just give them a shout, because is a point in the game, I'm not too sure if it'll be in this video or the next one, where I had to use a life buoy to save someone that it shouldn't have had to have been saved, purely simply because he bugged out while attacking someone. I don't know if other people had the same problem, where you'll fight someone into a corner on their ship and they'll bug out in the scenery, they'll die, you send everybody back to the boat and one person will just stand there like an idiot, and you could sit there all day long going, come back, come back, come back, come back. It would just stand there. So basically I had to give him a life buoy, blow the ship up to bring him back, and then when I absolutely desperately needed the life buoy because of a stupid error, like I think it was my fisherman or my cook or something like that, was right on the edge of the island, like here, one more attack would knock him back into the water, whereas I wouldn't have really cared if I'd just gone life buoy and he pops back on there. But it was just one of those occasions where you sit there and you're thinking, this is a joke, it's ridiculous, because the game bugged. And again, it is in alpha. I have to mention that very, very highly. It's actually an alpha/beta test. Granted, I've paid for the game and I do play it a lot. As you guys can see, I'm already playing it quite a lot. You know, an hour's video. It's a pain in the neck. It really is. It's an absolute pain in the neck, especially when they bug out on you. But not much you can do about it. You just got to get on with it, and you just got to play on. So it is a pain. It is a pain. The other bug I've been getting as well, I don't know if other people have been as well, the percentage timer up here. There's a couple of occasions, actually it might even be in this video, where the percentage timer up here in this corner will go to like 115 and it'll count up to like 200%, and then it'll drop back down to 100%. It'll go 200%, 100%, 200%, 100%, and it'll just count up continuously over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. And that's all it ever does. I believe I end up going for a navigator at some point. Yeah, there I was basically taking the boat apart to try and make a bigger boat, but I found that I'd lost all my stuff. So get him cooking while I go and grab. I think grab a barrel, did I? Actually, no, I think I did. Now, this is basically to show you how the barrels work. Now, I still can't seem to get these bloody things to work. So I wasn't too sure whether, like, I've got to put the items in the barrel or so that, like the sailor would do it, or the cook will do it. I don't know. But then, if you see that, my sailor, my the morale on my fisherman is literally in that time it's taken me to buy that cook, to put that food down, to buy the barrel, come back to this sailor or this fisherman, and you'll see in a second, right? Look how low his morale's got in just that short period of time. What's that been? 30 odd seconds? Look how low his morale is in comparison to the rest of them. Literally, I'm looking at it thinking, that is ridiculous. I must have spent 30 seconds on that island and it's gone down by half the amount it was before. And it's like, it's crazy. Crazy. But again, I am in hardcore mode, so I guess that's just their way of making it. So it is hardcore. If you go to princess mode, I think you can. It basically saves your game from your last checkpoint, which is when you last send your crew out to do something. So we're going for the island up by graceful entities, and I think this is one of the first bug outs. I think. Again, I'm sitting there thinking, oh, what the hell? Come on, Again, I don't actually understand how these work either. Crab slash. What? What is that? I mean, it's like sometimes I can understand. Like, if you've got a person that's got thief as one of their main skills, they can actually, like this here. This is what I'm talking about. Where they get stuck in the scenery. So you're attacking them. Now I can infinitely level up and get morale up off of killing this guy. Just keep attacking him over and over and over and over and over and over again, and you'll basically gain skill ups from doing so. Problem is, you can't interact with the ship. You can blow the ship up, but you get no loot. Do you know what I mean? So, killing him may have given me, say, 70 gold and a couple of items. Now, because he's bugged out, I get nothing. And that does get very, very annoying after a while. And it's just like, ugh. Taking the mick. So... Alright, so we're going on to the next destination. So hopefully it's going to be somewhere where we can get some gold and get my sailor back up and running, and possibly my cook. Actually, I think it's my cook who's pissed off because he's not actually doing anything. But then again, the cook could just be lazy. It could be like a stat. It just bugged out there. That's why I've reloaded it. There we go. There's another bug out there. You know, when it does bug, the whole thing bugs. The other thing you may have noticed as well from my other videos, when they start to sort of like they roam like a red colour, is when you know they're getting pissed off, because you know that's meant to be their morale. You get the faces like that green face there. That is it. You know what? I don't mind that. I think that's okay. There's not much there, but I can't see a treasure chest there. Oh, there it is. There, just behind the dogs, right here. Just there is the treasure chest. So get everybody on the boat. Start kicking some ass. There goes my cook. Look, he's gone. See that, cook? Cheers, me old son. You lasted about 2 seconds. Now, though they are slightly, these are more rewarding. Any of the land missions are much more rewarding than going out and doing the actual ship sailing stuff. But they've actually lowered the difficulty curve on the land, so it makes it more worthwhile for you to do the land missions, because obviously you can now do the land missions without getting absolutely owned by whatever it is on there, you know what I mean? So, kill that. I've just lost someone as well. Oh no, he mutinied against me. He's over here. Just killed my fisherman. So now I've got to go over there and kill him, because obviously I couldn't pay his costs. His morale dropped out, and I had no choice but to kill him. So again, what I could have done is, once I looted that chest, I could have spacebarred and just, you know, and paid his morale cost. But you know, I didn't have time. You know what I mean? I'm trying to work my way around it. You know. So I get my morale up, get my vest on, get my what's it sorted out. He gives me a dig. It takes me a few seconds to get back on him. And here I think I pick up one of the best items in the game, the ginger beard. Sounds weird, but when I actually put it on, you'll see just how good this beard is. Unfortunately, the person that I really needed it on didn't get a chance to use it, because I was using it on my captain at the time. So, yeah. I still think that things like the banana tree should increase your, also reduce your hunger as well. Though I think that should be one of the main stats on them, and the coconuts. Yeah, but I think that should be as standard. Really, it's a hunger item. It should be used to, again, increase your morale, increase your HP, increase your hunger slightly, or decrease your hunger slightly. Fine, no problem with that. It's a good balance. So, back to the island to pick someone up. And off we sail to sail the seven seas. +4 morale when attacking. That's every single attack. It's an unbelievable skill. Again, it's kind of like the eye patch. When you got the eye patch on, you do not lose morale. Phenomenal, phenomenal. The other thing, again, I cheat on here. I'll show you as well in a minute. I think I do use it actually in a minute, where I need to clean my boat up because it's full of crap. I do what I normally do: use the ship setup, remove items, drop them through the floor, put the items back on again. Luckily enough, I get to keep my fishing rod, which can be very, very costly. Straight over, I believe. There you go. Look, I automatically buy a bottle of rum. I don't need a bottle of rum. You know, I'd rather not. I'd rather spend my money on my people. So I end up grabbing a navigator, which I know I'm going to need. I don't want to be fuffing around there spending more money on those sort of things. So straight over and buy some more food probably. Yeah. Four bits of food. I don't need any barrels. What are you going over here for? It's all barrels. Oh, there we go. Nice. Shoot you in the face. Pick the pearl up. 155 golden pearls. Very, very nice. So away we go. Unfortunately, all the islands I went to previous to this, or just after this, I believe, were all pretty naff. But if you look at that there, like, you know, he's been on my part of my crew for about 40 seconds, and he's already lost more than 120 morale. You know what I mean? That is crazy. And this is how you clear up your ship. Ship set up. Put the things back on. Boom, boom, boom. Sorted. You know what I mean? That's quite. It is cheating, that, to be honest. You shouldn't really be able to do that. But there you go. The first thing my captain does is go straight for the what's it? The barrel of rum, I think. So where do we go next? Where do we go next? Let's go to the trusted cave. Head our way around to that corner there. I think this next one's going to be the last encounter for this part of the video, and then I'll get the other 35, 40 minutes on the other video. Excuse me. Again, the captain's not eating, which is crazy. I still can't seem to understand why they do that. You know, it's got like 63% on the hunger. There's 4 lots of food there. Eat them till you're full. You know what I mean? Why are you only going about a third the way? Just makes no sense. So we're continuing to sail. 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 100%. Well, just before 100%, so 99% we're getting up against the this dude here. So everybody get over there. Get your ass over there, start kicking some ass. Captain takes a beating in the face. 8 damage, nice. Some quick loot. Get our asses back over there and plunder the boat. So we're crapping all over the boat as well. So next one up. Where are we going? Where are we going next? I can't actually remember what we're doing this time. You know what? I think I'm going to stop it there, to be honest. So we're probably going to end up going for that location next. I'm going to stop the video there, get this uploaded to YouTube, and it'll leave me about a 40-minute video to follow this one. So I'll start the video again just after this one, and I'll see you soon. Bye.